Donc, 2024, c'est fini. 2025, ça arrive bientôt. I'm going to play you a quick clip from a video that I saw pop up on my feed.
If you're planning on setting New Year's resolutions for 2025, then you probably hate yourself. And I would argue that proceeding into a new chapter, a new year, with hate as your mental state is probably not the best idea. You want to proceed from a positive place of love and kind of enthusiasm and optimism. So, my friend introduced me to this idea of people hating themselves. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. You'll notice it in yourself and in kind of people around you. And you'll also see it in some of the top influencers. You might follow these and kind of get motivation from them. But once you see it, you start questioning people's motives and kind of what's driving them. So, this is something worth noticing. So, this is probably quite an easy concept to get your head around. If you're setting a New Year's resolution, it's because you want to change something. You don't like what it's currently been and you want to change it. So you have to hate it. Do you know what I mean? So, say your New Year's resolution is to lose weight. This year, you weighed more than you wanted to. You're fat, you're overweight. So you hate yourself. And you think, if I set a New Year's resolution and can actually achieve it, I'll love myself. But what you'll find is it's like the mouse on the treadmill. You never get there. So when you achieve that, so say you've been fat your whole life, like I was, you think when I get abs, if I get visible abs, that's a sign that I've lost enough weight and I'll love myself. But you don't. You'll get there and then you'll want something else. It's just perpetual.
I saw that video, I watched it, and I thought that's a very interesting idea. And I think it can help you if you're looking to set a goal for your French learning in 2025. Okay. So when you're setting this goal, because a New Year's resolution is very common, okay, you may have one for your French learning. Let's say that in 2024, like most people learning French, let's say you're having a bit of trouble and you didn't progress as you wanted to. You might have been a bit slow with your progress. You might have set a daily plan, a daily schedule, a learning schedule, and you haven't implemented it daily really as you wanted to. So you're thinking to yourself, oh, we're at the start of January now, I should be at high intermediate, but I'm only at high beginner or low intermediate. What can you do? Well, what I'd say is Connor is completely right. What you need to do is set a goal from positivity instead of from negativity, because I believe that the universe really attracts towards your base. So, what's your base? Is your base positive or is it negative? You notice that people that are negative seem to attract negative things. They have an endless supply of things to complain about, but people who are positive have an endless supply of positive things to talk about, to discuss about, to live in. So you're able to really live in the world that you create for yourself. So in terms of French learning, well, don't get annoyed at yourself if you didn't do everything you could to learn French, because no one did, okay? Even myself, right? Like with this YouTube channel, I can make better videos, 100%. There's always room for growth. I set myself the goal of, making a video, say, every week, every second week for this past, say, 6 months. I haven't done that every week, right? And yes, I could be annoyed at myself for that, but I'm not. I've just been doing things, in these past few weeks to correct that. So you'll see now I've been uploading a bit more frequently, and I'm going to work on my absolute best to continue to do that, with my goal being to help you learn French and help my students learn French. These videos aren't just here for all of you who say aren't my students, it's also for my students, right? Because I would watch these videos. And I even say these things to myself because it's a reminder of what I need to do to help my students. Okay. Now, right here, with all my students and with you trying to learn French, you're no different to my students. Okay. If you're looking to learn French, improve your conversation level, improve your reading and listening, engage in French, get better and better, more comfortable, just like you are in English, your native language, then this message is important. It's set your goal from positivity, not negativity. And that's it. Okay. So instead of saying, geez, I should have studied every day for my French, I'm very annoyed with that. And for my goal, I'm going to write, study every day, do not slack off. Well, that's a negative goal. What if we flip that and then we said, do your best to study every day? already much more positive. And I know some of you might be thinking, no, you've got to be more strict than that, more harsh on yourself. Okay, try that. All right, see how it goes. You know yourself better than I do. Okay, I don't know you as well as you do. Yeah, everyone knows themselves better than other people. Okay, but what I do know is that in my life, even though I'm young, I have seen that positivity does attract better results than negativity. I know sometimes, in terms of a certain pain, a certain stress you might have, a certain real, say, drive you've got, maybe from someone who is annoyed that you're learning French or thinks it's stupid, or someone who said to you in the past that you could never learn French, you could never learn a second language, you're not smart enough to do this, to do that. There's always sources for motivation. Some are negative, some are positive. What I'd say is playing into that negativity, it's like playing with fire, okay? You can absolutely get lots of things done by playing with that fire and feeding it through, giving yourself motivation to push forward on those difficult days. But don't forget about the positive side, because for me, the positive side is way more powerful, okay? The positive side is more powerful because let's say that you do set a negative goal for learning French, and then in 3 months, you've accomplished it. Well, you just taught yourself, you've taught your own brain that, oh, when I set a negative goal, I get a good result. So now you're going to continue and continue and continue for as long as you like, setting these negative goals and being in a negative energy for that full time you're trying to accomplish that goal. Okay, for that full 3 months, you're in a negative mindset, moving through trying to accomplish the goal. You're going to keep repeating and repeating and repeating. The way I see it is eventually that's a house of cards which will fall down. If you set yourself a positive goal, yes, it might take you longer than 3 months, but along the journey, you're going to enjoy it much more. If you're making learning French like a game, it will become a game. It will become way more enjoyable. I personally found that when I was at intermediate level, and then I could move on to YouTube, and then I could start speaking because my level in French, I could understand conversations, so now I could talk. I could watch TV shows in French. For example, Stranger Things. I really enjoyed watching that in English, so I watched it in French. I really enjoyed that. And then I could start to sort of mimic how the characters talked and then have conversations with real life French people. You'll have a point like that in French where really you start to flow. And I believe that comes from the positive side, not the negative side. Okay? I hope that's helpful. All right. Feel free to watch my other videos if you're trying to learn French. And if you've been watching my videos for a while now, I really appreciate your support. I hope these videos are helping you. That's what I'm doing here on YouTube. I'm really just trying to help anyone who's trying to learn French, as I was back in 2020. Okay? All right. À bientôt.